mentioned, in the interest of time, I will try to keep my presentation short. Uh, in this presentation, we will be talking about, how school will work physically. When we reopen the school, how will it function physically? So I will quickly go, run you through. We have done a detailed work on this, but right now I'm keeping it on the very important points only. So yeah, so here, as you can see, we have prepared this presentation considering currently available research data and guidelines. Next. Things might look different when we actually open things might look different when we actually open school. So please consider this. Just this has been prepared on the currently available data. So we have also taken a support of IASC's guidelines. It's an internationally recognized organization, and we have followed their checklist, which is as follow. Next. So as a school, we will make sure to clean and disinfect school premise, give highest priority to personal hygiene, ensure trash is disposed properly, adequate social distancing is maintained, and to assure all this, we will be going to take specific measures like, next slide. Yeah. So daily sanitization of school premises will be done, to make sure that the, school is disinfected. Next. Entrance will have provision of hand sanitization and thermal screening so that we can, prevent other students and the school premises from the virus. Next. Sanitizer stand will be placed at multiple places in the school, like around their classroom, when they enter to the school, in basically at all the places, multiple places. Then PPE kit for the cleaning staff, for their safety, for the staff safety, as well as student and teachers safety. Then common place space like entrance area, corridor, washroom, etc. will be sanitized frequently during the school hours. Next. We will also take care of, training for children and staff. They will not only be trained but also reminded using different media like posters, assemblies, discussions, videos, things like that. Next. We will children and staff would be wearing face shield during traveling and entry and exit from school, and mask during school hours. So definitely wearing mask and shield are mandatory, are important, but at the same time it's not comfortable. So we will make sure that, it's wore when it is required, and otherwise it's not. And for time being, large group or communal activities will be suspended. For example, festival celebration, gatherings, etc. Yeah. Then social distancing, the biggest factor in preventing COVID-19 from spreading. So how we will manage social distancing in the school? Next. So while doing the research, we came across certain articles. In this article, you can see that majority of is the question mark on whether majority schools in India can maintain social distancing or not. There are some facts mentioned in this article. Next. According to this article, there are more than 50,000 schools in India which has single classroom school. In 19% of school, the student classroom ratio is 35 and above. And in 8.3% of school, that is somewhere around 1.3 lakh schools, more than 50 students sit in one classroom. Next. There was one more article in Times of India which says that in one classroom there should not be more than 40 students, and every child should have per child space should be 10 square feet. Next. So what is the average per student classroom space in Mumbai? Government school has less than 10 square feet per student. ICSC, CBSE IGSC schools have 15 to 20 square feet. IB boards might have more than 20 to 40 square feet. And what is the scenario in polymath? A polymath has 30 to 100 square feet classroom space depending on the grades. This is per child. Now, as you can see in this image was taken last year or maybe a year before. Definitely, this is not social distancing, but as that was not required during that time. But you can see there is a lot of space lying around the children. Maintaining the social distancing, as you can see, in a smaller picture, is easily manageable in polymath school. Next. While school in India as well as some of the foreign countries are considering alternate day of schooling for students, polymath can easily accommodate students on daily basis. Next. Beside classroom, we have many other spaces which can be utilized in interest of social distancing and hygiene, like next, sports room, next, common rooms. So these are the rooms beside the classroom space. Okay, so that adapts to the additional space which we have in school for students. Next. So our school building's total carpet area is 36,000 square feet. Total number of students are 130. That makes that per student, we have more than 270 square feet area, which is equivalent to our houses. In our houses, we have similar space per person, right? Next. Besides this, we will be taking certain important precautions, like any outdoor or indoor activity which is not possible to conduct while maintaining social distancing will not be held for time being. We will once school open, we will slowly gradually open up different activities, but initially we will restrict to limited activities. So for example, sports might not be immediately started. Next. Cross deployment of staff will be limited. This is very important. So for each grade, we will be having a specific staff, whether it is teacher or whether it is cleaning staff. So that class will not be mixed with any other grade. They will be staying with one specific group of people, which is very difficult in other normal schools, because if you already know that in every school there will be different teacher for every subject, whereas in polymath we have one teacher majorly working with the group of kids, and maybe a couple of more people who work with the kids, so that limit the cross deployment of staff and also save our children from getting disinfected. Next. Designated dustbin will be placed for throwing the used gloves and mask. Next. SOPs will be followed for students or staff with symptoms. So if any child or any staff has found with the symptoms, there will be a specific procedure to be followed, which we will introduce when we get a final draft ready. So special parent and guidelines and student guidelines will be provided. Only school staff and existing students will be allowed to enter school premise. So this is, I'm talking for the initial phase. We will restrict the movement in the school to students as well as staff. All the government norms will be followed. And the most important thing in this, final plan will be prepared with the help of parents. So parents will be involved in the process of finalizing the safety measures and everything. Okay, now this was a part of our social safety, our opening school. Now, I would just like to draw attention to a few important things with which we were struggling right last year. So there were certain delays in the payments of the fees, and then for which we had to do multiple follow-ups to few parents, and some parents delayed the fees by months. So this put a lot of pressure on the school finances. So here is something that we are looking for the better support on this front. Yeah. Next. Few more important things, details on transportation will be shared based on COVID-19 situation and government norms. So how will transport facility work once school reopen? That will share, we will let you know once we finalize the plan. Books and stationery cost will be shared soon on email and through MICM. To maintain social distancing, parent will be given specific time to collect books and other material, and parents will be requested to be present in the school at the given time so that we can follow the procedure. Next. Now, I am not getting into detail for this particular part. This part we will share you through the MICM, in which you will receive a PDF which will guide you on how to log in into the MICM and check all this detail. Next. For the old parents, we will share one more PDF which will be guiding you to change your academic year if you have not, because henceforth we will be sending updates for academic year 2020 and 21 in the new academic year. So you would have to change the year in your mobile application.